The aged oracles of old will have nothing on you as you hit your 8th level spells. Hello everyone, and welcome back down here to the Gamer's Den with me, your host, Jordan, your Master of Lore and Storyteller Extraordinaire, here to bring you the 1st edition Pathfinder Oracle's 8th level spells. I've been trying to cover spells 2 levels at a time, but there's just so much to go over with each of these now, especially now that we've hit these higher levels. There's just so many details, effects, and these spells only get better and better from here on out. Well, we're at the very end of things. They should be improving and getting better for you. But just bear in mind, as always, these guides are just that. They're guides. They're meant to be just general helpful tips, insights, and things like that, and just a general direction on what things are going to be the most bang for your buck for a mechanical, mathematical basis. And if you find a spell that just fits the overall theme or motif and feel that you're going for with your oracle, then do that instead. You know, certainly keep a couple of these in mind as you go forward, but by no means should you have to religiously follow this one. So, with all that said, if you're new here to the channel, go on down there, hit the subscribe button, and become a regular member here at the Gamer's Den. Or if you've already gone on ahead and listed yourself on such an incredible roster of legendary heroes, then go on down to hit the like button and share the video far and wide. But now let's actually get into the spells that you have for 8th level that are going to be incredibly effective for you for almost any Oracle build. And to start things off, we have Divine Vessel. You flood yourself with divinity, and for 1 round a level, you increase your size by 1 category. Your height doubles, and your weight increases by a factor of 8. You also gain a +6 size bonus to your strength and constitution score, a +3 to your natural armor bonus, dark vision out to 60 feet, and a spell resistance of 12 plus your caster level. These modifiers replace the usual for increasing your size. The size modifier for your armor class, attacks, combat maneuver bonus, and combat maneuver defense will change as normal, however. Also, bear in mind that your equipment grows in size as well, melee weapons dealing more damage as appropriate for their size. Your speed is unaffected, however, and magic effects that increase size don't stack, so Giant's Growth won't produce any additional effect for you. Also, you will gain one of the following as determined by you. As a Divine Vessel, you can take on the Anarchic aspect. You gain an additional +2 constitution bonus, damage reduction of 10 versus lawful, resist acid, electricity, and sonic of 10, a +4 on saves versus poison, blind sense out to 30 feet, and a fly speed of 60 feet with good maneuverability. You will also gain a bite attack, dealing 2d6 damage, of course adding in your strength modifier, with any natural and wielded weapons counting as chaotic for overcoming damage reduction. Then you can also select Axiomatic Aspect, gaining you an additional +2 strength bonus, damage reduction 10 versus chaotic, resist cold, electricity, and fire of 10, a +4 bonus on saves against poison, low light vision, and a fly speed of 60 feet with good maneuverability. You will also gain 2 slam attacks, dealing 1d6 points of damage each. Your natural weapons and any weapons you wield are considered lawfully aligned for overcoming damage reduction. Then your third option is Celestial Aspect. This will grant you an additional +2 dexterity bonus, damage reduction of 10 against unless it's evil, resist cold, electricity, and fire of 10, a +4 bonus on saves versus poison, low light vision, and a fly speed of 60 feet with good maneuverability. You also will gain 2 slam attacks, each dealing 1d6 points of damage, and your natural weapons and any weapons you wield are considered good, aligned for overcoming damage reduction. And lastly, you have Fiendish Aspect, which will grant you an additional +2 strength bonus, damage reduction of 10 unless it's a good aligned creature, resist acid, cold, and fire 10, You also get that +4 bonus on saves versus poison. You gain the ability to see in darkness and a fly speed of 60 feet with good maneuverability. You will also gain 2 claw attacks, dealing 1d6 points of damage each. And your natural weapons and any weapons you wield are considered evil for overcoming damage reduction. So this is a really handy buffing spell, and will be great for you to throw on yourself in the midst of combat as you try to make your way in closer to those all-important enemy spellcasters, using your various time revelation abilities to buy yourself, ironically or coincidentally rather, more time, as you can erase your targets from existence, do a little bit of setup to really make yourself a nightmare and just absolutely devastate the battlefield for when they inevitably return, and have yourself perfectly set to just absolutely annihilate them as they come back in entirely unprepared for what's about to happen to them. And the fact that this is so flexible and allowing so many different alignments to just benefit from it as they make use of this spell is amazing. Absolutely wonderful for you to have no matter what your alignment is. And the fact that you have all these means of reducing damage and also resisting elemental damage is just fantastic to top everything off. Everything about this is great and wonderful, and I highly endorse any Oracle picking this up. But then we have another spell for you. We have Greater Angelic Aspect. For 1 minute a level, you gain low light vision, dark vision out to 60 feet, damage reduction 10 unless it's evil aligned attacks, immunity to acid, cold, and petrification, resistance to electricity and fire of 10, a +4 racial bonus on saves against poison, a protective aura, and true speech as supernatural abilities. You also sprite white feathered wings, allowing you to fly at a speed of 60 feet with good maneuverability. A protective aura provides a +4 deflection bonus to AC and a +4 resistance bonus on saving throws against attacks made or effects created by evil creatures to anyone in 20 feet. It also functions as a magic circle against evil and a lesser globe of invulnerability, both with a radius of 20 feet. That's a pretty intense buff. Now, it works on the same lines as Divine Vessel, but if you are a good aligned Oracle, this will absolutely be more than sufficient for you, and you can go ahead and skip on Divine Vessel. However, Divine Vessel does allow a certain degree of flexibility, whereas this is just specifically going to buff you and protect you against evil creatures, and in addition to granting all of these other bonuses associated with the spell Divine Vessel. So all the way around, though, if you know exactly what you're building into and how you envision your Oracle, then this is what you want to shoot for over Divine Vessel. But again, Divine Vessel's flexibility does make it a pretty top-notch pick as well. But of course, there's still yet more spells to go over. Next we have Euphoric Tranquility. Touch target creature, and on a failed will save for 1 round a level, the target will view all creatures as treasured friends and abhor violence. Its speed is halved and can't initiate violence, but gets another will save anytime violence is directed at it. On success, the creature acts normally for 1 round. On failure, the creature moves at half speed away from the threat. While under the spell, the target is treated as helpful when asked questions, though these can be ramblingly disjointed as it's in a deeply euphoric state. It might have trouble focusing on relaying any information to you that you ask for. It'll be willing to help, it's just whether or not it's able to concentrate effectively is going to be a bit of a matter of discussion between you and your DM. But this is just a great spell for if you're having trouble acting as the face. This will help put that target on your side. Just be aware that in the aftermath, though they may have enjoyed the feeling, if they realize what's been done to them and they understand that you used magic of this kind on them, they may be horribly offended. Or there may be some other social and roleplay aspects of side effects coming down on you later, but again, that just depends on your DM. But this is also a pretty handy debuff, as making a target just absolutely believe everybody is friends is incredibly handy, and the fact that you're reducing its speed to such a drastic degree is also very handy for you to have. So definitely something to keep in your back pocket. But then, next, we have one that has appeared on every single spell level so far. It's Summon Monster 8. Summon creatures at a point within 25 feet plus 5 feet every 2 levels. You will either be summoning either an Elder Elemental, Barbed Devil, Frost Giant, or 1d3 creatures from Summon Monster 7, or 1d4 plus 1 from Summon Monster 6. Any combination of these is going to be really effective for you, but Elder Elementals just bring a great deal of pain to the fight, so do Barbed Devils and Frost Giants absolutely, especially if you have a handy supply of boulders or debris for them to be throwing at targets, and Frost Giants are going to be awesome. Definitely a worthwhile grab and great for throwing out a very dangerous piece on the battlefield that your opponents will have to address at some point if they want to stay alive. But as I've stated before, any attack or spell that gets directed at a summoned creature is a win for you. If they miss, it's doubly a win, because now that creature is going to be sticking around for quite a while longer. But any damage directed at them is still good, because it's not coming to your allies, and a Frost Giant is going to reliably hit your opponents and deal some significant damage in the process. So, all the way around, this is a great spell. But also just bear in mind that this is just a taste of what's available to you, and these are just some of the most mechanically effective spells on the 8th level spell list. There are others that are still good, others that are okay. You do have bad spells, but by no means are you going to be lacking for options in power by this point. You will be a force on the battlefield, especially just with the sheer number of spell slots you're going to be able to throw at your opponents. You're just not going to have as wide a variety of spells. But what do you think? Go on down to the comments below and let me know your thoughts. Did you like today's video? Did you dislike it? Let me know either way, and also comment what spells you might also recommend. Certainly we have Heal and Mass Heal coming in around the 7th, 8th, and 9th level spells overall, and they just do so much for you. Heal is probably one of the best healing spells overall, just because of all the status effects and ailments that it can remove, in addition to just healing a metric crap ton of damage. So comment that down below, hit those like or dislike buttons, and remember, if you're new here to the Gamers Den, go on down, hit the like or hit the subscribe button and become a regular member. But with all that said, I've been your host, Jordan, your Master of Lore and Storyteller Extraordinaire. Thank you all so very much for your time, and you all have yourselves a good night.